Well, good morning, everybody. Give you an update on our progress, and we had a couple of catastrophes happen, and I'm gonna address that with Mr. Tom. See if he can help us out some. Kind of too late; it's already happened, but maybe for the future. This is our project. We finally got it finished, and I got a grapevine right there. Got a little seed starter there. I'm trying to do something with some deal. I don't know if it's gonna happen. That little stick sticking up right there is the raspberries. That little deal there is the blueberries. And there's the other grapevine. Kind of got it running through the lattice already. My wife is extremely distraught over her pole beans. So she planted more beans out here. She planted some yellow wax beans and some green beans. And they're supposed to be bush type instead of running, but she planted them all the way down, and she'll call them out if she has too many of them in a row. But anyway, let me tell you what happened to us yesterday. I buy this dirt from the garden center, and because I don't have a compost pile. I have one now, but it's going to be a while before I can use it. And I got in a hurry and I used it on my potatoes. And what I did was I killed them. My tire planter with the potatoes in it, I noticed that they wilted and kind of went away. So we decided to take them apart last night and see what happened. And yeah, they were dead. I still have this potato planter in the garbage can that we cleaned thoroughly. And over here in my compost pile, you can see the only three little potatoes we got. One right there, one right there, and one right there. They're just mush. Oh, there's one over there too. So we just threw them in the compost pile. So that's not the question I have for Mr. Tom. That's coming up right here. My radishes I planted way before you planted yours and your tires, and this is what I got. I got some radishes there. Now the radishes over here with the corn are doing really good, but the radishes in here are just so puny and little. And if you notice in there, the bottoms of the radishes just look like roots. They don't look like balls or anything. But I'm pretty sure it has to do with the nitrogen in the soil. But we have been adding nitrogen. You can see the little white, that's 13 fertilizer. And I planted these tomatoes around Easter. And that's all they've done. I've got two pots the exact same way. I don't understand it. Same way with her butternut squash. It's just turning yellow, and I did soil testing and actually got another soil tester today. She doesn't know about it, but she will when she sees this video. It was fairly cheap at Walmart. It'll actually tell us the nitrogen amount in the soil. And I think it's a disposable because it was cheap and it has like little pills in it. So I bought two of them. Really cheap. Now I got a couple of squash on here, three little ones. And this is another project we did. I built this for the strawberries. Some PVC pipe, and there's netting on it. I'm gonna see if you can see the netting. It's like a real fine net that keeps the birds off the strawberries. And again, the corn is doing well. And we're gonna walk on over here to the pole beans. Now I got the pole beans. We put a bunch of poles in there. I told Mr. Tom I was going to. And I have some of them actually growing up past the poles. That's like a 6-foot pole. And it's already getting up there past it. But the ones that are on the poles seem to be doing extremely well versus the ones on the string. Look at the pole beans on that pole. Look how green and beautiful and healthy they are. Versus this one here on the string. This looks yellow and puny. So I guess, guys, if y'all plant pole beans, There's a reason why they call them pole beans. And don't do like I did and waste a whole bunch of time and effort putting the strings up thinking that they'll run on the strings. Now I have some running on the strings, but they're just not as good as or as healthy as the ones on the poles. Just about every pole that we put in already. Of course, we encouraged them to get on the poles. They're starting to get on the poles. Yeah, same way down at this end. This green bean plant here, it's on that pole all the way up almost to the top. It's just a few 8 inches or so from the top. And green and healthy and pretty. And our okra. The okra is small, but guess what? It is already producing little okras. You see there? Just on every single plant has a little okra on it. I think when they start to grow and we harvest them, the plant will probably start doing a little bit better. And Mr. Tom with Deep South Bama, I've used that same fish emulsion that you have. I don't have a gallon jug of it. I have the smaller container, but it seems to do really, really well on my tomatoes. I've never had tomatoes do this well at all, and this is the first year I've used this the fish stuff. And the tomatoes, there's actually, like I said, there's tomatoes on every single plant. This is a couple of them that are ready to be picked. I think we're gonna pick that orange one right there and give her a shot and see what it tastes like. Pretty little cherry tomato. Oh man, that is good. You can always tell the difference between a store-bought tomato and a homegrown tomato. It's just so much more flavor. And I don't know why. A tomato's a tomato. And I'm not just saying that because we have a garden, but it seems like every time you eat a homegrown tomato that's been ripened on the vine, they taste so much better than store-bought. Not sure why, but it is. The cucumbers are all flourishing really well all the way around. We've already picked a couple of cucumbers. Teresa posted on Facebook. She made a cucumber salad for me, and also a pico de gallo. And that was so good. Now, she does a lot of pickling cucumbers, so look at that. That's like the perfect size for a pickle, like a little pickle jar pickles. And I'm anxious to try these little suckers out. The Midnight Snack cherry tomatoes. They're black, and they're supposed to kind of turn orange on the bottom when they're about ready. But I'm anxious to try those little boogers out. Also, my peppers are doing good. This is the habaneros. Got some habanero peppers on there. You see that little habanero? And this is the ghost chili. And I have not seen any ghost chilies on here at all. No blooms or anything, but it is a healthy plant. I guess because of the fertilization we're doing to it. But I'm gonna assume that as it gets hotter during the summer, you know, that they will do better. But anyway, folks, Mr. Tom, I'm gonna give a shout out to you. I'll give a shout out to Southern Boy Prepper. Y'all look him up if y'all can. Southern Boy Prepper has a huge garden in Louisiana, and he's kind of learning as he goes too on some things, as I am. I made a huge mistake with my potatoes, but we will just have to deal with it. And the other potatoes I have in buckets, I have one over there in a 5-gallon bucket. It's got a lot of holes in the bucket, but after seeing the potatoes in those tires, I'm worried that these, maybe I didn't make the holes big enough. You know, there's holes all in the bottom and all in the on the rim, and the dirt seems fairly dry. So we'll see. In the same way with that over there, it's dry. Trying to keep them dry. Just a little bit of water to keep them alive. And no flowers yet. My friends have flowers and stuff on his potato plants, and mine doesn't yet. But I'm going to just let them go and see what happens. all the jalapenos and the bell peppers are doing good. This is a purple bell. Well, it's got a bell pepper on there, but it's tiny and it's turning purple. But we'll just let it go. And these are the red snackable bell peppers, and they're also small, a little bit bigger than a golf ball. Hard to tell on the video the size of stuff, but like this pimento pepper, I don't know how big they're supposed to get, but it looks pretty good. I don't even know if pimento peppers are hot or not. I'll have to look that up. YouTube is a wonderful thing. And here's some more. These are the yellow bell peppers. They're still green, but they will turn yellow eventually, unless somebody did a prank at the store and switched the little tags like I used to do when I was shopping with my parents as a child. I'd go in there and switch all the tags on everything. If they did that to me, then I'm just being paid back for what I did. Finally got the tree cut up, y'all. Still have not split any of it. I'm gonna let it dry out a little bit and go rent a splitter and split it all up. It's gonna be a lot of firewood for my big old barbecue pit. I'll just add it to this stack here. I'm gonna have to make another. That's gonna be a whole cord of wood there, at least. Some of that wood is huge. But anyway, back to the last project. We got her. I cannot remember what she said that was, but it makes a bunch of real pretty flowers. And this bottle brush. We had a bottle brush years ago that our son bought my wife for her Mother's Day, and it got huge, and then it just died. And I'm hoping that this one will stay alive. And the grapes seem like they're producing more since we planted this thing here. There's more grapes on there than I've seen before, or maybe I just didn't see them. But anyway, guys, I'm already up past my 10 minutes, up to 12 minutes, and I know it's going to take several hours for this thing to upload. So anyway, I noticed that there's a lot of figs on our fig tree. I'm happy about that. That thing is flourishing. We've had that for quite a few years. Anyway, we have some bad weather coming in this evening, guys. So if y'all in Southeast Texas around the Dayton area or Baytown or east of Houston, y'all be careful and hunker down. God bless each and every one of y'all. Give a shout out to Matthew with Hook'em. If you like fishing, check his show out. He's out of Singapore, but he does some great fishing shows. Love watching his show. Love watching Mr. Tom with Deep South Bama, and also Southern Boy Prepper over in Louisiana. He actually sent me a message and said he's not very far from me. So anyway, I'll hook up with him one day, and maybe we'll just drive over to Tallahassee, Alabama, and see Mr. Tom. But Mr. Tom, if you could please help me out with those questions. Really not too many questions, anything you can answer. I know what the problem is. Pretty sure it's the soil, but I'm surprised at how small my radishes are, and I don't have them bunched up too bad. So anyway, I'm a radish freak and I love radishes, so I will try something else on the next batch. God bless y'all. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so every time I make a little video about my garden or something. Oh, I got one more thing to tell y'all. I'm gonna be hitting the 15-minute mark here in a minute. This is some kind of plant my wife planted, and it's a runner, but it makes beautiful flowers. So she put a little trellis here, and we'll be sure to keep it off of the electric box and everything. Just keep it on the trellis. A little deal there. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm not too good at doing this yet, and I'm getting better than I was. Let me ask y'all if y'all know what this plant is here. This is supposed to be some kind of lettuce. Got kind of greenish purplish leaves, or maybe a spinach. I thought the lady said spinach, and my wife said she said lettuce. So pay no attention to the bucket, because it was in a little bitty bucket and we put it in another bucket. But if y'all know what that is, y'all let me know. Is it lettuce or is it spinach? All right, y'all take it easy. God bless y'all.